Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe football show. I hope you are all doing well. Smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. Had a few days off, then I did Saturday, but then I had a few days off from the transfer merry-go-round. But now we are on the Monday, the 26th of May. It's Bank Holiday Monday. I hope you're enjoying your bank holiday. Not feeling too rough, hopefully, a lot of yous. And well, 4 days and then the transfer window's open, isn't it? So it's all a little bit hectic, or it's just about to get a little bit hectic. If you haven't already, smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. Big up to David, who says, congrats, Joe and chat, by the way, for promotion. You'll never walk alone. Yeah, congratulations on the title. Good scenes yesterday, actually. I like some of the stuff that was on the old social media. Proper club and all that. So yeah, right, today what we're going to do, we've got loads of transfer news to get into that I've like collated over the last few days. So we're going to do that, and we're going to have a talk about some of the latest links, and then we're just going to have a chat about them, like a little bit of a debate within this live, get some polls in the chat, and find out where people are at with it, really. Leeds fan says, morning, Joe. You're looking to get your show on Spotify like Joe and Connor makes it easy to listen to in the car. No, mate. YouTube, just for me. I think it takes it away from YouTube. I already have a lot on without doing that. YouTube Premium means you don't get adverts and you can listen to it with your phone closed. I just stick it on YouTube. I've not got all them bells and whistles, man. Not got all them bells and whistles. YouTube's my income, my sole income. So I think if it went on to other platforms, I don't know. I don't know how it works, to be honest. Maybe. Who knows? But at the moment, no. At the moment, no, my man. Big up to Philip Anderson, Andy D, George McPherson, and everyone. So, look, as we know, as a Leeds fan, I'm more than happy that Sheffield United didn't get promoted than I am that we are promoted. Well, no. In the window open for us. Yeah, it's open for everyone, Glenn the Beautiful. I don't think it's just for them, is it? But maybe it can't just be for them, because they could be taking players from clubs that aren't. Does that make sense? So no, it's open for everybody. Yeah, therefore, I think. Fact check me. Someone find out if that's true. It is open for everybody, I think. So welcome to the channel. As we say, it's a transfer special. Premier League football's back now. That's confirmed. That's done. Championship done. Everything now is gearing ahead to next season already. Just as the curtain call was yesterday, we're all looking ahead to next season. We've got 9 stories to go through today, so it's quite a lot. Go through them, unpack them. Calvin Phillips homecoming, young stars like Lennon Miller, proven striker in Kasper Dolberg, battle for Bayern's goalkeeper, understudy, Daniel Peretz. So we're linked with goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and strikers. Gonna have a chat about our budget and if we can beat the competition that we're linked with. So yeah, grab a drink. Yeah, chill out. Might be a long one, but all good, innit? So grab a drink, hit that like button, and we'll dive into the rumours first and foremost that are going to shape our season. Drop your thoughts in the chat, of course, and we'll bring some of them up. I want to know who your dreams signing is. For those that we are being linked, those that we are talking about, let me know who your dream signings are as well. It won't be long before the scouting report's out as well. So yeah, got a bag of skips for this. Nice. You don't need a drink. Get a bag of skips. Had some members chats. Member for 21 months. Big up. He says, morning, John chat. I've seen that book is already have us 8 to 11 to go straight back down without a ball even kicked. Yeah, it's going to be a bit like that, isn't it? Getting bored now. Need that window open, says Josie. The mad thing is the season just finished yesterday, but obviously, like, it seems like an age, doesn't it? Because of the playoffs and whatnot. But officially it only finished yesterday, which is mad. So let's go in. What we'll do first of all is just dive into a bit of a summary of the transfer stories that are doing the rounds. Some will be poor, some will, you know what it's like, right? But goalkeeper Daniel Peretz, is that how I pronounce it? Bayern München. Bayern Munich's understudy. Leeds and Burnley, both newly promoted sides, are eyeing Bayern Munich's backup goalkeeper Daniel Peretz to strengthen their goalkeeping options. Now, straight away, I go, really? Because why would Burnley be linked? They've got James Trafford. So is he just clinging on to Premier League clubs that have just been promoted, agent talk and all that jazz? Now, we know that we're going to lose Ilya Melier, so we do need another goalkeeper. This goalkeeper is also an Israeli international, so he's friends with Manor, so that could help, because I believe Manor will sign. Bayern are actually open to a season-long loan for him as well, because they see him as the future, but not yet ready to start over Manuel Neuer. He wants regular game time to develop into their future number one. Now, the competition that we do face is Burnley, PSV, and they offer Champions League football, of course, and Genoa. Yeah? So talks are ongoing, but apparently PSV are leading the race. See, I don't know much about him at all. Only what we've just read there. Another one, midfielder, Matthias Fernandes at Southampton. Now, I found this quite comical because I remember speaking on videos in the past and people said, won't take any of their players. And I earmarked Fernandes as one that's had a great season and would definitely improve Leeds United. And part of many group chats were saying, I've seen him play against Arsenal yesterday. He's good. He's been good all season. Just Southampton have been shit. But yeah, he's £30 million rated Portugal under-21 midfielder, seen as a really good fit for Leeds United. Obviously, Fernandes created 31 chances in the Premier League, even in that terrible Southampton side. Yeah. So, Liam says, morning, Joe, you're doing the walk again next month. I will be doing, Liam, yeah. Definitely. I'm not really ready, but I don't think you can ever be ready for that. I love Fernandes. He got an assist yesterday from a cross against Arsenal. What a player. Yeah. He was playing at Sporting, I believe, before moving to Southampton last season. So he created 31 chances in the Premier League. Leeds, Villa and Palace have all been linked with Fernandes' versatility suiting Farke's style. His potential move could enhance our midfield creativity, though his high valuation may complicate negotiations. Polly says, we live in Portugal and Sporting spit out some serious prospects. They do, for sure. Porto, Sporting, Benfica, yeah, they always do. And they're always looking to move on, right? Like, they're not quite Europe's top 5 leagues, I wouldn't say, just underneath that. And then they always look to move on from there. Another one's Troy Parrott. Again, he's been linked on a number of occasions. Striker, 23-year-old. Scored 20 goals in his first season in Holland after leaving Tottenham. However, AZ have set an asking price of 25 million, and they only paid 3 million for him. So apparently that's deterred Leeds, who are unwilling to meet that inflated fee for a player with minimal Premier League experience. He played in Europe, I think, for Spurs and played the odd games in the Cups and whatnot. Wolves are apparently interested in him, Wolves are reportedly interested in him as well, but the Leeds board viewed the price as too high. 25 million, 23-year-old. You need a guarantee, don't you? Is he a guarantee? Maybe not. But we'll see what else we look to do. Aaron Creswell, again, I got absolutely battered on social media for this. When I see players leaving clubs on free, Fabianski, Creswell, Souček, Sufala, they're too old. Well, Aaron Creswell's also been linked. 35-year-old left-back, bags of experience, over 300 Premier League appearances. He would be a good squad player if Junior Firpo stays, which I think at this point he will. West Ham are releasing him. But apparently, Wrexham want him. Now, as mad as this sounds, Wrexham, for a player like Creswell, will be an exciting project. He probably thinks I've played over 300 games. Why don't I go and be number one at Wrexham under Rob McElhenney and Deadpool, you know. So Creswell's experience could provide us with depth, but his next move may be his last, making it a significant decision. And we won't want to give him a long contract or anything like that. Wrexham got the money, they might be willing to. Who knows? Next up, Max Aarons has been linked again. I will share with you a few weeks back. It was random as Max Aarons added me on Twitter. I did send him a message to see if he would speak to me. He said no. Well, he didn't actually respond, but he followed me on Twitter, which I just found random as. And it was at the time when he'd done a video with Norwich City. So I didn't understand that. So I was like, interesting. I've never been followed by a active pro footballer, so it was a bit like, why is Max Aarons following me? But hey ho, big up Max Aarons if you're watching. So yeah, he's recently back from a loan at Valencia. He's a target for Leeds as a backup fullback. He hasn't played much on the left, so he will be back up to Jayden Bogle. Will he be willing to be back up, having not played much at Bournemouth, then gone to Valencia, and again not played an awful lot? They're not going to exercise a long-term deal. He does have Premier League experience, though, with Norwich and Bournemouth. Not so successful in Spain. But he would be a valuable squad option. Now, Leeds could be looking to negotiate a deal with Bournemouth, potentially around about 12 million. I think it's a lot for us to pay for what will be a backup. But the manager does know him. The manager does rate him. And if he feels that he can play him on both sides, then he may do that. So he could add depth and be a positive dressing room presence under Farke's management. He's actually been quite glowing about Daniel Farke. Even when he speaks about their relegation and Farke being sacked, he said, like, that was on Norwich City, actually, where he said, you know, we'd started to get some positive results. We felt we were doing well, and then they sacked the manager. So he only ever speaks well on Farke and was willing to come to Leeds United. But, of course, Premier League, people will go, So, yeah, I get that response, but it was Premier League and it was Bournemouth. I sort of got it. Dr. Jack Hodgkins, new member. Big up to you. Thank you for being here. No, I mean, I did see that. Do you know what I'd rather have? And people will say no again. But Victor Lindelof, left-sided centre-back. I know, people say he's terrible, but there's levels, isn't there? Swedish international. I think he could play in this Leeds United side and be part of a group of centre-backs for sure. But he'll probably go to another club in Europe, I'd imagine. Conference, Europa League, that kind of vibe. Well, obviously, yeah, Paul. I mean, that's obviously. So much speculative journalism about our targets at the moment. The truth is only the club will know our genuine targets are. Well, yeah. Well, should we just turn it all off then? Do you know what I mean? Of course, yeah. Let's talk about Man City and a potential double swoop then. Pep Guardiola has threatened to leave, hasn't he? Manchester City, if they don't trim the squad, which I think they will, that could then see Calvin Phillips and James McAtee join Leeds. Phillips, a bit of a Leeds legend, struggled at City. People will say he's not. People say he went for the money again. Can you blame him? He gave us, an extra year in the Championship. I think you bring him home. Could he be a success? I have gone cold on it over the last few weeks. But if the option was there on a loan, at a low cost, lower wage, why not? His wages will definitely require a cut. I think he would love the chance to come home, to be honest. McAtee, creative midfielder, would definitely add flair. But again, I think there'll be a lot of competition for McAtee. You could see Morgan Gibbs-White go City and McAtee go to Forest. But yeah, I think Phillips wouldn't. I know people say he's not the same player and all that sort of stuff. But back at Leeds United, back at home, I think it's worth it. Because he does have bags of experience. He has played in, European final. He's a treble winner, admittedly. He didn't play a lot, but he's still a treble winner, which brings with it, certain gravitas, Midfielder Abdoulaye Doucouré, who's someone that I've said for a while I would like. He is a free agent, apparently a target for us, competing with Roma and, of course, Saudi. And he reportedly wants 160 grand a week. Definitely not. 8 million a year. Apparently, that's what he's asking for over in Saudi. I don't think Roma, I don't think Leeds, or I don't think anybody worth their salt will be willing to give Abdoulaye Doucouré 160 grand a week. Of course, a free transfer could help us save funds, but in effect, you'd be paying him 8 million a year. You'd have to convince him to lower that salary. No way is that going to happen. We've also been linked to midfielder Lennon Miller from Motherwell. Again, I don't know much about him. 18-year-old Motherwell midfielder alongside West Ham and Manchester United, who were both taking an interest. He'd be a long-term investment, which for me, I'd like us to step away from for a short while and just buy for the here and now. I think under Orta, and of course it paid dividends in the last few seasons with the likes of Joseph, you could argue. I know it's not been amazing, but he's still at a level where you could potentially sell him, or he's getting closer to playing regularly. Somerville, Melier even, or these young players that we did buy when we were promoted or on the cusp of, we didn't actually see the fruits of the labour until we were relegated again. Does that make sense? So for me, as much as I'd like us to think about the future and stuff, but for me right now, it's all about the here and now, and it's all about saying Premier League experience, international experience, what is going to keep us in this division. And I think that's the most important thing. Now, I have again, I don't know much about him, but obviously what I've read, great, and clubs that are linked with him. But I think for me, it'd be it's one for the future in it, and Leeds need players now. Leeds definitely need players now for me. But we'll wait and see what happens there. And then lastly, I saw this, and this one excites me. He's a player that I like, and a player that I believe could do a job for Leeds United. It's Kasper Dolberg, who's at Anderlecht. 27-year-old Danish striker, available for around about 12.6 million. Saw him a few times for Denmark. Obviously, when we've done your, international watch-alongs, he doesn't start. He did, I remember a couple of seasons ago, but now he was more so coming off the bench in the last tournament. But has scored for Ajax previously. He's in decent form this season, and it's an affordable fee. So I don't mind the potential signing of someone like Kasper Dolberg. My dream would be Brie Lumbolo, the Swiss international. I don't know what he's doing these days, but he's an absolute tank. I've always liked watching Mbolo, but again, I don't think that's within our wheelhouse. But Kasper Dolberg, of a decent age, has experience at high-level football. And would be able to play the way that Daniel Farke's number 9 is required to do. So yeah. Now, they're the latest stories that are out there in the ether over the last few days. Some were a few days ago with the likes of Miller and Doucouré and what he wants. And then last couple of hours, we've seen the goalkeeper linked and stuff like that. So, obviously, I just wanted us to go through and discuss some points. Patrick's going to be involved next season. Yeah, I think Patrick will stick around. It looks like Leeds United are targeting a mix of high-profile signings based on what we've seen. Some high-profile signings, and you would class in the likes of Dolberg and I believe Calvin Phillips would be classed as a high-profile signing, just coming from someone like City. Young talents like Miller and McAtee, and experienced squad players, the likes of Creswell and Max Aarons. Now, you then have to throw in how will Leeds United, how will Farker balance that budget with, I don't know, what are we looking at, 20 to 30 million pounds per player, per position for a first team player? Is that what we're looking at? And then do we pursue loans and free agents like Doucouré, loans like the goalkeeper? So it's going to be a real tough ask. Obviously, we'll probably have to sell some players as well. And I look at players like Joseph. I look at players like Gruev, for example, who the manager might not feel. No, I like Gruev, but the fact that he was wanted by clubs in the Bundesliga, it might be a quick flip like we did with Kamara, which I disagreed with at the time. I'm massively wrong. I was. D said, is Scott Carson a good signing because he's won a treble? Come on, man. No, that's fair, man. I love that, D. That's a great show. Well done, mate. Well done. There is a rumour that Rasmus Højlund is coming on loan. Listen, I'd take him, and I know people will laugh at me and that, but these levels, isn't there? He was doing well at Atalanta that got him a £70 million move to Manchester United. Could he work at Leeds? Potentially. Now, I do want to know which position while we discuss the next point, and I'm gonna put a poll in the chat while I do. So just give us a second because we want some audience participation. Which position, right, is the most urgent for Leeds to address, right? Now, I'm going to put a poll, and I want you to tell me why in the actual chat so that we can have a conversation about it. So, I'm going to add some options here. So, I've gone with goalkeeper, left back, midfielder, or striker, just based on the latest stories, yeah? 10 midfielder, stick that in there as well. But I want you to give me the reasons as to why as well on that. There we go. Goalkeeper, then defence build from the back. I think it's important for the spine, mate. Need that spine. I think Patrick Bamford spoke about the spine, and listen, I won't share which book it was from. There was a certain manager of a certain club that said the most important thing is the spine. Is the spine. And Patrick Bamford spoke about, like, Leeds United losing their spine when Bielsa, when he lost him, and he spoke about, I think Calvin was injured and Cooper was injured and then Bamford was injured all at the same time. And when you lose your spine with a team, it is a thing. So I think it is important to have that sorted. Cam will take more time to get one over the line. 10, Aronson don't cut it for the Prem. We don't have a keeper. Simple. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Jack Harrison. We forget about that as well. Højlund, I think they keep Xerxes, to be honest. But, yeah. Liam says goalie because we see how many points Liam threw away. 63% actually have said goalie. That's huge. Keeper because Melier is shocking and Darlow is not Prem. Polly says, good goalkeeper, probably for me, as we'll be having more shots against us. That's true. Oliver says, striker, if you don't score goals, you're doomed. Filmnetics, don't think Darlow is good enough for starting 11 in Prem, and Mez is a no-brainer. No go, yeah. Cooper for Sheffield United, we will probably get Sam Johnston for 10 million. Yeah, I would take Sam Johnston. Yeah, it was a good watch, yeah. Goalkeeper, just to calm us fans. Striker, we're not sure if Pirro will get us enough goals. Yeah, but on the flip side, is it like at least you can have some sort of hope that he can. Whereas at the minute we just don't have a goalkeeper that's up the level. So I sort of get the 62% that it's currently sat at, saying that the goalkeeper is the most important position for us. Yeah, over 400 in the building. Big up to you all. If you haven't already, smash a like. We're on 131. If we could get that pushed up. Hermanson out of our league. Potentially, mate. He could look at... yeah, I think Chelsea were linked with him as well. Obviously, he worked with Maresca. Their keepers have been terrible. So, goalkeeper most important will likely be one of the first signings we make. He was going to go to Saudi, weren't he, mate, for big money? I don't think that'll happen either, but I wouldn't mind. I would hope we would get a fee from Elliot, mate, yeah. He's in the final year, though, so he could easily just say, I don't want to go, and then leave on a free. So, would you sign him or no? We've moved on from that now. He'd have been great in this division, and Sheffield United need to keep hold of him because we saw how important he was from when he comes off. They went to shit. So he's their only creative spark. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not sure. Petrovic at Chelsea, potentially. Yeah. So 63% here say that goalkeeper is the most urgent for Leeds. Then it's the striker at 24%, 9% midfielder, and 4% just for the left back. I think that is because we all expect at this point Junior Firpo to say. I'd be all over that, Polly. I do like Vinny Souza, definitely. Would be all over Vinny Souza. I can't lie to you. I think it'd be a good move for us. So yeah, definitely I like that. I do want to talk now on Calvin Phillips, just to see what the temperature is. Because it'd be an emotional return for him and for some fans. He's on high wages, as we know. And of course, he's had really, really poor recent struggles. City didn't play. Went to West Ham. Told fans to F off. Been amazing at Ipswich. But is he worth the risk with a potential loan deal? If it's a loan deal, would you be willing to take Calvin Phillips on a loan deal? Could his leadership and familiarity with Leeds, the area, the club, what it means, having that connection with the fan base, would that outweigh any form concerns? Or is it, no, he's just done? So I guess from you, I mean, it's difficult because if I were to say, obviously, if we were to look at the two City options that we've been linked with, would you welcome Phillips back, or should Leeds focus on new blood like James McAtee? Everyone's going to go for McAtee, but I guess so. I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. We'll end the other one. 64% or 65% for goalkeeper. Would you welcome Phillips back on loan? On loan. I think they could still try and get it done. I mean, I do think I'm not as warm on it as I was a few weeks back. By the way, let me just put my stance out there. I'm not saying must sign him like I was previously. I don't know why, but I've just gone a little bit cold on it personally. If I'm honest, but he's 29. He's still got years ahead of him. Astronomical wages. I don't think we would have to pay that top dollar. Otherwise, yeah, I would also not advocate signing him at them wages. Definitely not. because he is on big money. I think it's like 100 and... Is it? It's on a lot. He's on a lot. 150, was it? Something like that. I can't remember. I'm just looking at his game time. He started 14 times for Ipswich. Like even when you have a look at his football, 2 times in the Premier League, then 3 for West Ham. These are starts, by the way. And then 14. He's dead wood. Sorry, but he is. Do you think? I think that's harsh. Or what you saying, Johnny, is like he's a championship player? Like, I guess if we don't sign, so what? Where does his career go then? In your opinion, where does Calvin Phillips's career go? I'm interested to see. 70% of you wouldn't even take him back on loan. I don't need to wake up, bro. I'm having a conversation, Kevin. I'm asking you, it's like, where would he go then? So if you're saying he's finished, would he go for you to the championship? Do you think he's a championship player? Abroad somewhere? Italy could work, Polly. He was linked to Juventus once upon a time. Phillips to Wrexham. So do we think he's abroad seems to be the general consensus. Yeah. Not saying anyone cares, David. Again, I'm just asking a question. If people are saying that he's dead wood, therefore not good enough for a newly promoted side, where do we actually put his level then? Because I don't think he's a championship player. But people are saying, well, maybe in a different league like Italy, where it is slower, potentially. I think it's very harsh to say that he's championship standard. I disagree on that, but again, yeah, interesting. Well, the poll, 71% here say you wouldn't even take him on loan, which is quite a damning number, isn't it? Now, again, we've been linked to the likes of Lennon Miller, James McAtee, exciting youth prospects. And then also on the flip side, players like Creswell, Decore, Calvin, Milner, just players of it, Wilson, experienced Premier League players. So I guess the next thing I want to ask, folks, is where should Leeds United prioritise in the transfer window? So would you rather see Leeds sign a prospect like Miller or a veteran like Decore, I guess? So should we be building for the future with young signings or prioritise veterans to avoid relegation? So that's going to be our next poll, yeah? The question's too long. Build for the future. Building for the future or prioritise veterans, we'll put. And then we'll put the questions as young signings or veterans. And then I want to know why. Give me some meat on the bones. So we can have it. See, for me, I want us to get experience. That's my preference right now. I think I'm just trying to think of like newly promoted sides that have done well over the last few seasons. And I think Lockie did a video on this, on some analysis. But if we looked at Ipswich, for example, this season, did they buy any Premier League experience? You got Calvin, I guess. But a lot of it was Championship. It was young and it was up and coming. Southampton, again, apart from Lallana. I mean, he didn't play much, did he? But again, a lot of theirs was from the continent or was youth. Leicester already were aging. Their signings were shite. Really bad, actually. But if we were to look at Nottingham Forest brought in the defender Phillips. They brought in the goalkeeper, the ex-Real Madrid goalkeeper. What was he called? I mean, he was phenomenal. Kept them up. What a signing he was. That was just a loan. What was his name? He's a top keeper as well. What was his name, man? You know, Keylor Navas. What a signing that was. Yeah, Keylor Navas that season was unreal. How old was he? He was half dead. Felipe was of a certain age as well. So if you remember, they bought a lot of like Championship players. Remember, they brought the likes of Luis O'Brien, etc. And then I think a lot of that was done from Steve Cooper. And then the owner, as we know, is heavily involved, says, nah. And he went a bit mad and we all mocked it. But now look at them. They're in Europe. Danilo from Brazil. Yeah, good signing for them. I'm just thinking about some of them older heads that they brought in. Vlaho Villa, you know, when you stayed up, you remember what players you bought that summer when you stayed up? Jonathan Wright says the trouble with veterans is they've already been worked out by other Prem players. I won't say that, man. Yeah, wow, yeah. Lodi, yeah, they got him from Atletico Madrid. Felipe was Atletico Madrid maybe as well. And then Navas. Yeah, okay. See, I think for me, I would opt for experience at this moment in time. Yeah, they did. They did do this. Yes. But yeah, I'm not sure. Just try to think of the Villa signings. Frula. We were linked to Frula a couple of times, but yeah. They brought in 30, can't remember them all, yeah. No, of course, yeah. He's 29 though, I'm thinking even. Willy Bolly, they brought in Willy Bolly, yeah, from Wolves as well. Yeah, because they did have Samba when they went home. Do you remember when they had Samba? Didn't they, when they originally went up? Jesse Lingard, I mean, he was there just for TikToks and that one. Kouyaté they brought. That's a shout as well. Carlos Arbel. Oh, so they really went after it, didn't they? They really went after some experienced heads in there. Of course, they bought quality in, like Morgan Gibbs-White. They spent like 30 million on Morgan Gibbs-White, which now looks like a snip. Remember when they bought him from Wolves? They brought in Emmanuel Dennis. John Joe Shelby, although he didn't play much, I don't think, did he, that season? How the hell did they not breach PSR? They did. Pat Tony said someone made the point about older experienced players. I can't remember which team was it, but the mostly experienced. Who was that? Yeah, well, if they've just avoided it, that's great, though. Morgan Gibbs-White was 42 there. Well, yeah, well, even more. No, we can't. You're right, Tyler. I'm not saying that, yeah. But sprinkled with what we've already got, if you were to prioritise, I would rather we go for experienced Premier League players as opposed to young signings, personally. Because playing at Ellen Road, first and foremost, is tough for anybody. But if you've played in the Premier League, for a long time, it's a lot easier. Take to it like a duck to water. That's why I don't mind a Callum Wilson, a Calvin Phillips, a James Milner. I know people laugh at me for that, but it is what it is. Creswell. I even mentioned Craig Dawson. I know Lockie was mocking me the other day in a group chat. Ben Me, which I get, but they signed Chris Wood, which again I laughed at, but so yeah, I think veterans, if you like, experience head would be the way to go. Would be the way to go for me. But and again, you want a mix of both, but the question is, where would you prioritize first and foremost? Because I think we already have quite a young squad. We do have quite a young squad already, folks. Who's the oldest in the squad? Would it be Firpo? So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think if I was to prioritize any, it would be experience over youth for me. Would I take Burrows for left back? No shit. There you go. Look, for Leeds, the biggest thing will definitely be the keeper. We went out and got a 33-year-old Heaton from Burnley when we went up. The next season, we got Emi Martinez. Yeah, he's leaving this season, right? Yeah, Ken's probably oldest. I'm thinking more. Yeah, I guess. And then that begs the question as well. When we're looking at the strikers that have been linked, when we think about players like Callum Wilson, Kasper Dolberg, over Troy Parrott, over the guy Killershoy, over in Turkey, where would you rather go in that respect? And that question still stands. For me, definitely, when it comes to the striker, get me an experienced player. Not a young, upcoming upstart. I guess, even though I've just said I won't mind Rasmus Højlund, but look at what happened with him going to Manchester United, which sort of dissuades my own point of me saying I would sign him. But I guess I could argue he's had Premier League experience at a big club now. So, yeah. We won't get Delap. I know it's just an example, but yeah. Exactly. This is my point. It has to be an experienced striker who's dealt with centre-backs at this level, who are, yeah, have got all the tricks in the book. All the tricks in the book. Beto, Everton are after Delap. I think Delap goes Chelsea. But yeah, I'd take Beto. Not for me, mate. It's not quite good enough for Premier League. Yeah, forget that Kai Wagner stuff, man. We get linked to him all the time. It's funny. The goalkeeper stuff, obviously we need a goalkeeper. It's not even up for debate. We'll have to wait and see. Definitely. We need statement signings. I mean, who out of the links that we've seen at the minute would most excite you, Leeds fans? Like who out of all the names that you've seen linked, and of course some of them are sketchy, some of them have probably not got any depth and weight, no meat on the bones, but who out of them whets the appetite the most? I do like Longstaff, Matt. I just think he's been linked a lot, that it's agent stuff. I do like him though. I like Dolberg, but again, it's been a while. Gus Hamer, says Sean Bauer. Callum Wilson and Souček, I'd take them. Yeah, definitely. Souček's a big one. Kelleher, I don't think it's got depth and weight, if I'm honest. Werzer says, promise David. That's that young up-and-comer, isn't it? Can he do it? Promise David excites people, which is understandable. I would like Callum Wilson, to be honest, which is mad. But don't want Ryan Manning, mate. He's dead. Rubbish. Dead food. James McAtee, yeah, definitely. Werner, no, Thomas. We don't want Timo Werner. I know there's levels, but he can't finish for shit. Honestly, he's bad. McAtee will be good, yeah. Yeah, true, Polly. We came up and got Rodrigo. He was Spain's number 9 at the time. Valencia were in the shit, weren't we? And yeah, we managed to get him right, which was a massive coup at the time, wasn't it? You're never getting Jota from Liverpool, never. But I mean, he'd be amazing. Old Jota, the slaughter. McAtee going to Forest with Gibbs White going the other way, probably Sean. Yeah. De Bruyne has already made his decision. Lou Man says we now have Kuna. He'll flop at Manchester United. That's another thing. Like, that's a big loss for Wolves. That they need to recruit well, otherwise they could be one team that we might pull into a relegation battle. Big one in it. Big season, man. Big season for sure. Ivan Toney, never. I would love him, mate, but he's on about 900 million a week, isn't he? Yeah. I guess as well, what's I know he's going City, is he? Fair. Liverpool are not messing about, by the way. Verts, Kirkes, and Frimpong. I guess we were talking about transfers just to finish up as well, and just another discussion point. What's the maximum number of signings that Leeds United can realistically make this summer? Like, what are we looking at? Without it being too much or too little, because I believe you need some sort of continuity. Ampadu's still going to be our captain. He's still going to play. Pirro will be given the opportunity, as will the wingers at the football club. Tanaka will play. Rodon will play. Bogle will play. Firpo will play. You know, and I'm okay with that. We need continuity. Absolute most 10, but I think about 7. So about 7, let's say. I think we make 5. You know what? I'm going to ask because I want to know. I'm going to put a poll out, and then we can see sort of like which is the number that we settle on, and then from there, just like how many, like which positions are them. So a lot are saying 7. So let's do 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we'll go 6, 7, 8, 9 plus. Yeah. We'll go that. 6 times £25 million players. Difficult, innit, mate? It depends how much we bring in as well. You know, it depends how much we bring in. But I guess once as a fan base, we're all on this chat, by the way. Please smash a like as well. Whilst we're chatting on here, it's a case of, well, if we settle on 7, like which positions are they then? You know, and then before you know it, you're going, oh God, we might need more. Do you know what I mean? Vlaho Villa, he says people are going way too low. Biggest sellers in Europe. We've all seen how Forest did it. You've got to make 10 with loans. Wow. Sell Gruev, Nonto, Joseph, and I think that's good. I think we'll be all right for PSR anyway. Gruev could go, Joseph could go. I don't think Nonto will. I think we need 8 minimum. As a Forest fan, we are offloading Taiwo Awoniyi for about 18 million, but he's just had an op, so not sure about him now. But he's big. Yeah, I would have liked Awoniyi, definitely, but yeah, definitely. Pavlidis from Sporting, defo. But yeah, I don't know how Awoniyi a bit of a purple patch, didn't he? Your first season back and sort of like kept you up, if you remember. And then he's lost his place to Chris Wood, and Chris Wood's had a purple patch in terms of a season. Will he maintain that? Maybe not. So missed a few, didn't he, against Chelsea on the weekend? So I could understand why they would want them. Tricky Twinkle. He's had a go in the Prem, hasn't he? Not so sure. Listen, I understand it from an injury history perspective, but we just don't have the numbers to be selling defenders for me. I don't see it. Yeah, they're getting Russell Martin, aren't they, as well? I was talking to him about it yesterday. I don't think it's a bad managerial appointment, but I can understand why others would say different. Thank God I'm yawning. Sorry, fuck. I had a terrible sleep last night. Terrible sleep. So what's the maximum number of signings Leeds can realistically make this summer? It's a toss-up between 7 and 8. So we've got 6, say 25% say 6, 30% say 7, 31% say 8, and 15% say 9. So if we were to do 7 or 8, which positions are there then, right? So 7 or 8, let's end that poll there. If we do 7 or 8, goalkeeper, there's one. We know. Striker, there's another. That's 2. What else? 2. We may need a Firpo replacement. We need backup fullback anyway, right? So there's another. Left-sided centre-back, there's another. Cam, there's another. You got goalkeeper, striker, backup fullback, backup left centre-back, 10. Where else are we going? Centre midfield, yeah. Backup left back and right back, says Tyler. Sorry for loaning. Sorry for loaning. Goalkeeper, left back, centre back, winger, 8, 9, 10. Song, not all of them. If Firpo goes 2 left backs, probably need 2 strikers. Yeah. It's going to be what's for sure is it's going to be a very busy transfer window, a very busy summer. Hot take, I wouldn't buy Manos. I would go with Nonto Ramazani. I don't think it's that hot of a take. I mean, I would buy Mano, but yeah, it adds up quickly. We need to get in 6 or 7. And then loans. Yeah. This is true, mate. This is true. I do think he'll sign his deal. It might just be on reduced wages and stuff. So yeah, we'll see. I'm very tired, mate. Poorly and stuff, but my back's saying I've got a sore throat. Yeah, I had a few days rest and burnt the candle at both ends kind of vibe, but no more. Back on it now. Yeah. Anyway, we move. Mez, Joseph, Brendan to leave. I don't know. I think we'll keep Brendan around the gaff, mate, just because he. And my son stayed yesterday, and it's a nightmare. He just kicks the shit out of me through night. Do you know what I mean? So, how much we have for wages, I'm not too sure. Deals will have already been done. Conversations definitely would have been had, Tim. Definitely. And hopefully Matt Manor's one of them. And yeah, we'll see. With the odds of that many yeah. But the thing is, Pirro can finish. It's the other bits in it, and can we get him in the positions? But finishing is something that's you're born with it. You can't be taught it. I don't think, just knowing where that goal is. Of course, repetition and stuff. But when you listen to strikers, they're just born with it. Ian Wrights, and Alan Shearer's, Harry Kane's. He's born with it. And I'm not saying he's on their level, but he can finish, man. Thomas, because him will be brought in as a starter. Brendan Aaronson's just going to be a squad option. So you don't go and spend whatever will be needed to bring in Hamer, and It's all relative, I guess. I understand why you would say that, though, logically wise. It's like, hang on a minute, but that means No, mate, it's the 20th of July. I've got my top on there. El Capitano. Yorkshire Road, the 20th of July. Please do get your ticket in your description. Make sure you check out Football Prizes as well, folks. They've gone El Maggio crazy. El Maggio crazy, by the way. I don't know what's actually going to happen. The Leeds curse with Jack Harrison. We don't know, do we? It's going to be so busy. That's what I'm saying. We're going to see outgoings. We're going to see. Yeah, look at this as well on the El Maggio stuff, folks. It's a good job you reminded me of that. Look at this. It's discount day. Discount day. Discount day. 79p. 79p. 3,000 tickets sold. Still 18 days left on that as well. You can win a signed Leeds United Pablo signed shirt plus instant win prizes as well. There's a nice championship winning medal there, look, with his signature on, which looks really cool. It's just 79p you go. So get involved with that. Not bad at all, that, is it, for 79p? But it'll be both, right? The manager should always have the final say for sure. But yeah, listen, folks, thanks for allowing me the few days off. I know we did the watch along on Saturday, which we did really great. A few Sunderland fans were annoyed. They were like, what did they say? You could have showed some enthusiasm. I mean, I was actually happy for them and buzzing, but I was very tired. But yeah, smash me a like on this video. It's been great to have a chat, and I think we'll do one later on tonight as well. I've got another thought process. I'm just working on some video ideas and whatnot. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your bank holiday Monday. And thanks for being there as well. Always. You're legends. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace out, folks. Bye-bye. Have a good